Boy's Abyss, Shonen no Abyss in Japanese, is a psychological drama manga written and drawn by Minami Ryo, the creator of Hatsukoi Zombie. It's been published in Weekly Young Jump, one of the most widely circulated manga magazines in the world, since February 27, 2020. The story primarily follows Reiji, a high schooler who feels trapped in his small, dead-end town and whose dysfunctional, abusive family prevents him from moving out. One day, he finds his favorite idol working at a convenience store near his house. Upon talking to her, she offers to commit double suicide with him. The main crux of this story is Reiji's struggle against nihilism and his debate whether or not he should just end his life with the woman he just met. Throughout the story, Reiji interacts with other characters who are arguably just as broken as he is, as they attempt to navigate their own feelings of hopelessness and resignation. It goes without saying that this story is incredibly depressing and nihilistic, arguably more so than any other manga I've read. Its methods of causing depression stands at odds against something I watched recently, The Grave of the Fireflies, which shows a descent from a normal and satisfied life into destitution. Instead, Boy's Abyss starts down and pretty much stays down the entire time. Occasionally you get some flicks up with the slightest glimmer of hope, only for things to get even worse than before. If you want a story of someone triumphing through adversity, this ain't it. Visually, I personally think his manga looks much better than his previous work. Aside from the overall attention to detail and excellent composition, you get solid, interesting metaphors and the misery dump. The misery dump is what I call this manga's signature tactic, where the character finally lets out everything that's been bothering them and weighing down on them. This happens several times throughout the series. Pros: good-looking art and composition, and a consistent worldview, which, in my opinion, makes it more interesting to study and think about. Also, it has an enlightening look at some very Japanese-style depression. It connects very strongly with the can't-be-helped mentality that's common in Japan and in Japanese dramas. The best examples of this include Reiji's situation, as well as that of his friend, Chako, and her struggles with her family's expectations of her. Cons: really depressing and nihilistic. Honestly, do not read this if you have any history of self-harm or suicidal thoughts. This manga messed with me for a while after I read it. It also can feel meandering, which accurately captures an appropriate atmosphere, but can be a bit frustrating. Finally, it's a bit much, sometimes overdramatic, convoluted, and it's not finished, so its ending is up in the air. I recommend this manga if you want to feel depressed, or if you like media about other people's specific personal problems. Otherwise, perhaps stay away.